Hello, 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 friend shapes. How are you doing? Are we excited for more speedruns? Because next up we have Geometry Dash. But before that, I have a friend I would like to introduce you to.
Hello. Yes, I am a new host for you here. I'm Katzerdist. Excited to be here at Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds.
And I'm Alara, as you can recall from the cat run earlier. I don't know if I've still got my cat makeup on. It's fine. We're going to vibe with it.
A bit of it. There. Yeah.
Great. So, everyone, as we said, welcome back to Out of Bounds Toronto, which is part of Toronto Games Week. So, everyone hype here for that. Thank you so much for having us Games Week. But I think we've done enough waiting. I'm excited for Geometry Dash.
I'm excited to see this happen. I've seen a little bit of the warm-up, and I'm already astounded and hyped. So,
all right, so let's get vibing with the good music. Are we ready, runner? Walgrey, good to go? So let's pass it along to our runner.
all right, I think we're just having a little bit of technical difficulty on the mic for our runner. So we're just going to quickly try and sort that one out.
In the meantime, chat, this is a really good time to send some good some good vibes, send some energy to Tech. Let's give some thanks to Tech because Tech is a thankless job.
Tech has been working overtime to make this fantastic so far.
Tech deserves all the hype. So yeah, we appreciate all of the people working behind the stage. It really does make this go. So thank you for all the fantastic energy. We really do appreciate it.
And you know what, chat, while we are waiting here, it could be a good time to check out Lady Arcader's Ko-fi shop. I don't know if everybody knows, but they do have a Ko-fi shop. All of the funds raised through the purchases of Lady Arcaders merch is going to be put towards running events. It's going to be put towards tech for the Lady Arcaders. And for a limited time, you can purchase an Out of Bounds Toronto event t-shirt. So if you want to check out the Lady Arcaders collection, that is at ko-fi.com/Lady Arcaders, or just type !merch in chat. We very much appreciate the support.
And as we said, we really appreciate everyone watching you, especially like all of our partners. We have so many amazing partners going on. Special shout outs to See-scape, which is the venue we're in. They're the Toronto original sci-fi cyberpunk theme bar and cafe. And we're actually on their second floor right now. So that's kind of exciting. So if you ever want to come here, whether you're a seasoned gamer or just looking for a night of adventure, See-scape offers weekly events like karaoke, movies, games, and magic. They also have hundreds of board games and video games that you can play and rent daily. So check out their website, seescapeto.com, or by typing See-scape in chat. They're also pretty cool. I have to say, like the venue is legit really cool. I've been downstairs where all the board games are, and there is just walls upon walls of board games, plus all the retro machines and everything. It's a really fun vibe.
Yeah, like I think I've heard a few other people saying already they've never actually been here, like inside before. Neither had I, and now I think I need to come back when I'm not part of an event, just enjoy it someday.
This is definitely a checkout for me. If I come back to Toronto, which I would kind of like to at this point, this is definitely a place I want to bring some friends and hang out for a while. It's really fun.
I like Toronto. Toronto's a good city. I am not technically from Toronto, but darn close, and I think it's worth visiting. I tell people that.
Yeah, the Toronto Games Week has also been a fantastic vibe as well. There's been so many fun and fantastic events, lots of fun panels. It's really, really good crowd. So, all in all, a great experience. I really appreciate everything we've had going on. It's been really cool. But I'm also kind of hyped because so far the speedruns have actually been really, really good.
We pull a good crowd here in Toronto, that's for sure.
Yeah. The opener, Inside Out, that was really fun. And also I'm kind of happy because we had a little bit of Out of Bounds with Inside Out, and I was a little worried at first, like, oh, if we're going to have an Out of Bounds event, we have to do some Out of Bounds.
It does seem like kind of important
fitting
to pick that in.
So yeah, that's kind of nice to have. But chat, tell us, what games are you looking forward to? Because I've been rambling off. I know what games I've been excited for. I've been talking about some games. You've seen a couple of speedruns at this point, and if you check out our schedule with !schedule, you know what games are coming up. So tell us, what are you excited for? What are we hyped for? What games do we want to see coming up later in the event? Because, for example, we have the amazing Legend of Zelda randomizer. So if you're a Zooter player, that's our closer. You get to watch us figure out what we need to do. And if you are a randomizer player, you know that run, in theory, could be as short as a few minutes. But realistically, it is just the runner doing their darndest to solve the logic puzzle that is the randomizer.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the randomizers. A lot of speedruns, there's always excitement to it, but if you've seen the same one a lot, it can get dry, but never is a randomizer dry. Never.
So I see the chat's getting a little bit of love for Geometry Dash, which is the next run that we're getting set up for y'all. So that's kind of nice. And there seems to also be some left for Rando. The other thing is we also have the fun little interstitials. So that's kind of a fun thing to look forward to. So we actually have one coming up right after this. So chat, hang on tight, because after the run, we are going to be playing a fun little game with y'all. You get to be the runners for a change. Ooh. So with that, it seems like we're getting the thumbs up. So let's pass it back to our dear friend, the runner. Hello and welcome, Walgrey.
Hi everyone, I'm Walgrey, and today I'll be speedrunning Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash is a video game that I loved for a very long time. I've played it for a very long time, and I'm super excited to be playing it here today for all of you at Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Toronto. The category I'm going to be speedrunning is 1 to 22 any %, where we play through the main 22 classic levels that are found within the game. So, a quick disclaimer. If you are susceptible to flashing lights or bright colors or motion sickness, I'd actually recommend you not watch this. Just want to throw that out for you out there. But yeah, I think we're ready to start the run. So I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Geometry Dash. It is a 2013 side-scrolling platformer game developed by RobTop Games. It was released for mobile and PC. And you play as a cube that slides across the screen automatically, and you're tasked of jumping over spikes and avoiding other obstacles. So this very first level just introduces the very core mechanics of the game. Right now we are in the ship game mode. So this is one of the first of many game modes that will be introduced in the game. You hold to go up and you release to go down. A little technique that lots of players do is something called straight fly, where you rhythmically click the button so that you keep your ship flying in as straight as possible. You don't really have to do it for this game, but it's something that just gives you a little bit more control, so you might see me do it in a couple places. So, now, coming up, there's going to be a little collectible right here. So this is a secret coin. Secret coins are just little bonus collectibles. There are 3 of them hidden in each level. And they're like some sort of challenge or on some alternate path, so we can get one right here. And in this speedrun, we need to collect 30 of them total throughout the levels, because some levels are actually locked behind. They're not playable until you get a special amount of secret coins. So right now, we're going back on track. It introduces the yellow jump pad. So it automatically launches you up in the air. So I feel like now would be a good time for me to just discuss. So you might be thinking, why are you speedrunning Geometry Dash? It is an auto-scroller game. Well, personally, I just think it's very interesting, and I love the game a lot. But there's actually 3 main ways to save time in Geometry Dash speedruns. The first way is just not dying. Dying loses time. There's no checkpoints at all. If you die, you have to start at the very beginning of the level. So you can kind of think of this as a deathless challenge run of sorts, which can be a bit of a challenge depending on what category you're doing, and very fun, if you ask me. Another way you can save time is through menuing. So the longer you spend in the menu, the more time you're losing. So you want to switch levels as fast as possible. Back before the most recent update, 2.2, you could actually soft lock in the menu if you switched levels too fast. So it became this balance of switching levels quickly, but not too quickly. 2.2 made this new setting called fast menus, which basically removes the fade to black that happens in between menu transitions. So speedruns are a lot faster now because of it. This is Polargeist. It introduces this yellow jump orb. So basically what happens is when you click on it, you'll just gain an extra jump like this. This game also has a really cool mechanic called buffering. Basically, I can start holding the button way before I hit a jump orb, and as soon as I land on top of it, the orb's hitbox, I will automatically do the jump on the very first possible frame. So that's just a very neat mechanic that makes the game easier to play, and I really like it very much. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The third way that speedrunners save time in this game is something called speed portal skips. And basically, later in the game, you're going to see an object called a speed portal, and it basically changes how fast the screen scrolls. And there's also speed portals that they speed you up and they slow you down. So by using bugs or errors in the level design, we can actually skip speed portals that will slow us down. Unfortunately, we won't be introduced to these speed portals until level 15, and we won't even see a speed portal skip until level 16. But speed portal skips are basically the most engaging part of Geometry Dash speedrunning. They're basically the closest thing we have to unintended play or glitches. So they're very fun to perform, to execute, and to watch, and they really make speedrunning the game just a very exciting experience for me. All right. So we're now in dry out. But yeah, if anyone has any questions so far, feel free to ask.
So I'm just vibing to the music. You can't see me if you're not in studio with us, but I am actually dancing and vibing to this music, which is absolutely fantastic.
Can
Yeah.
confirm.
The other thing I do want to call out, even if in your initial introspection of this isn't a speedrun, which it absolutely is, because as you mentioned, there's all the tech involved. We do have our attract mode events where we accept all kinds of fantastic showcases. So even if your whole deal is just one credit clears of arcade games, even if it's just you really like painting video game characters, feel free to submit to our attract mode events. We'd love to have you. We'd love to show off the games that you love. It doesn't have to be a speedrun. Like I said, we support all kinds of fandoms and games, be it developers or just people who like to crochet their favorite Pokemon.
All right, perfect. So we just have this little section where I have to avoid the blocks, and if I can fly through here, I get another coin. One thing I'd like to mention is that I'm playing all the levels in order, but this is just personal choice, and I've done this for a couple of reasons. I'll just get into that in a second. This is base after base. It doesn't really introduce anything new. It's just a test of skill. The first 4 levels, they all teach you some new concept, but base of base is more like a test level. I actually didn't talk about it, but in the last level there was a gravity portal, so if you touch it, it switches your gravity. And I remember whenever I started playing this game on my phone, I would literally just pause the game, flip my phone upside down, and then unpause. And I feel like a lot of people can relate. You know, this is a very trial and error game, so it's pretty hard to get into. But if this kind of seems like something that would interest you, I definitely think you should check it out.
So I have a very important question from chat, and that is, does the cube have a name?
No, it doesn't. You can name it whatever you want, though.
Okay, chat, what's the name of this cube?
What are we naming the cube? Francis?
Francis it is.
Yeah,
the audience, the live audience has decided that the cube is now named Francis.
All right,
so
Francis
everyone
is a
welcome
beautiful
Francis
name.
along.
But yeah, another thing is that there's like a bunch of cubes and icons that you can select, and you can also change the color. So there's tons of unlockables, which really makes the game really awesome. All right, the next level, Can't Let Go. It's also a test level, doesn't introduce anything new. But yeah, I did mention that I'm playing the levels in order. So you're actually allowed to play the levels in any order in speedrunning. You just can't play the secret coin levels without first collecting the required amount of secret coins. But yeah, I'm playing them in order because for a variety of reasons. One, I get to introduce the mechanics one by one, so that the audience has an easier time understanding. You get to see the level design and art style evolve over time. This game has had numerous updates. The most recent one being December 2023, and it actually took 7 years just to get that update. It was a 7-year wait. But yeah, right now we're in update 1.0, so this is the 6th level, and there were 7 levels initially released with the game, so we'll see the final 1.0 level soon. And another reason I'm playing the levels in order is because I get to follow the natural difficulty curve of the game, so levels are going to get a lot more harder as time goes on. And that, I personally just think it makes it like a bit more exciting. It would be a whole lot of a different experience if I just started with the hardest level immediately and then just went easier. But with that, that is Can't Let Go.
So this next one is the last level in the original release set.
Yeah, in the original update. So this is Jumper, and it differs a lot from the other levels because you have these pillars that are basically the main structure that you see throughout the level. If the song sounds familiar to you, you might recognize it from Castle Crashers. So yeah, this game, the main draw to this game, in my opinion, is definitely the user-generated content, or the custom levels, which are really fun to play, and they look absolutely gorgeous. If you are playing this game, though, I do recommend playing the main base levels of the game, just so that you can really understand the concepts of the game and practice before jumping into the online stuff immediately. But yeah, so Jumper is a song by Waterflame, and Waterflame songs are also pretty popular in the community. Lots of other EDM artists that are really great, like F777, Boom Kitty, Creo, just to name a few. They all have a very special place in the Geometry Dash community. People love using their music. In fact, just recently, No Copyright Sounds let us use their library for songs in the game. So that's 1,200 songs that are just free to use now, which is absolutely incredible. All right, we are now in update 1.1. This is Time Machine. If you hold down at the very start, you can do that little funny maneuver I just did. But yeah, so this is the first, update that, every update always introduces something new. Some introduce more than others. We're not going to see a whole lot right now, but here's our first new mechanic, the mirror portal. So now, instead of traveling from left to right, we are traveling from right to left. So lots of people actually hate the mirror portal because they just complain and they say the screen flip is distracting. Personally, I don't really mind. I don't mind traveling to the opposite side of the screen. I think if you just know how to deal with the screen flip, it's really not a huge problem for you. And people like to say, oh, well, you can use the mirror portal badly. Well, you can also use everything in this game badly, so... But yeah, little secret coin right here.
I mean, this game is certainly a lot to process. As somebody who has never played it, I don't think I would cope with the mirroring very well. But I don't think I would cope with a lot of these tricks very well.
Oh yeah, I understand. Lots of people... I mean, back when I first started, it took like literal years for me to beat all the levels in the game. So it's definitely a big learning process, but it gets a whole lot fun after that.
In speedrunner tradition, I am bad at video games, and I don't know if I could handle this.
Well, I mean, I guess, like, if you just sit down and you try the very first level, there's not, it doesn't throw a whole lot at you, so maybe you could give that a try if you'd like. But anyways, we're now in update 1.2. You're pretty much only going to see, like, every update introduce only, like, one level. But yeah, update 1.2 gives us a new fun game mode to play with. This is the ball. You click and you switch gravity. So, I personally think this is a really cool game mode.
Yeah, I may never have played Geometry Dash, but I did play V.
Yeah, V.
This is a mechanic my brain likes a little better.
Yeah. Grab that coin. Back there was like a section where the gravity flips with the music, which that's something I really like about Geometry Dash is how you can design gameplay around music sync, which personally is just why I've been playing the game for so long. It's just great to see how people can take a track and they can sort of kind of like an interactive music video, I guess. All right, next level, X Step. We're in update 1.3. And already you can see we have some new decorations. We have these pulsing diamonds, and we have these little clouds on the top and bottom sides of the screen. We have these new platforms. Let's grab that. Now I will say I actually don't keep track of the secret coins in my head. I just try to collect as many as possible. But this level introduces the blue jump pad. So it's like the yellow one, except it switches gravity like this. Okay, that was scary. I'm not going to do that anymore. That's just some little funny thing you can do.
2-for-1 mechanics.
Yeah. And we have blue jump pads, but this level also shows us blue jump orbs. So just like the yellow jump orbs, you click on them, but they work like blue jump pads because they change your gravity. That was a huge lag spike. Oh my god. That's another thing. Sometimes this game can like do a lag spike and it can be like very scary.
You handled it like a champ.
I know. It was like frozen for like half a second, I swear. All right, update 1.4. This is Clutterfunk. We have saw blades now, so they could either be on the ground or in the air, and they're very hazardous, very spiky. Don't touch, don't like. We have new block design, so we have these black blocks now. This is the mini portal. We're now a wee little baby cube, or wee little baby Francis. So our hitbox is smaller, our jumps are a lot smaller, and the thing about the mini portal is that it doesn't just affect the cube, it affects every game mode in the game in some way. Right.
Shout out to Francis for not getting busy with all these changes in directions and being upside down.
Shoutouts to Francis.
I'm really seeing a lot of that sync with the music in this level.
Oh
This is
yeah,
a pretty cool one.
it's great. But yeah, mini ship. If you're like a mini and a ship, you will like fall and ascend much like sharper than just a normal sized ship. Now we're just changing sizes all over. Secret coin down there.
The amount of memorization you must have done to get all this down pat like this, I applaud you.
Thank you.
This looks very difficult.
It's just practice.
I'm sure, yes, but it's still a testament to your perseverance.
All right, Theory of Everything, update 1.5. We have pink jump orbs and pink jump pads. So they're like yellow ones where they give you like an extra jump or an extra boost, but it's a lot smaller than your standard yellow jump pad or jump orb. So you'll see that quite a bit. But we have a new game mode already. This is the UFO. You click and you do a jump in midair, basically. Now, lots of people like to jokingly call this the Flappy Bird game mode, but fun fact, the UFO was actually implemented into Geometry Dash a lot before Flappy Bird was even a thing. That doesn't stop people from making hundreds of Flappy Bird levels. There are so many of them that can be found online.
Floppy cube.
But yeah, you can see there's like clouds, there's these stars, there's like these new blocks. The lines are changing color now, so like the outlines of the blocks and spikes are all changing color. So it's very cool. You can see that the game is becoming a lot more colorful. All right. All right, update 1.6. This is Electroman Adventures. 1.6 actually gives us 2 new levels, and this level introduces this breakable block, so you can just crash right through it without dying. And now we never see it ever again, except for one part 5 levels later. We will never see that breakable block used. So, but yeah, I mean, this level has these like little metallic blocks and these different looking spikes. So right off the bat, there's quite a lot of things to experiment with when you want to create your own level. But yeah, outside of that, there's not really a lot to discuss with this level, so if you have anything you'd like to share or any questions.
Well, I will just remind our chat, as we've mentioned a few times, this event is part of the Toronto Games Week, which is a collective coordination of different events organized by a bunch of independent different organizations, curators, companies, creators, and communities. If this is something maybe you didn't know about, or you're interested in getting involved in volunteering, adding something to the week yourself, you can find more information about it at torontogamesweek.com or by typing !TGW in chat.
Alright, so I took a death there, which is very unfortunate, especially since this really, out of all the levels in the game, this one really isn't the hardest, but, you know, that just happens. If I was actually, like, not in a marathon and I was grinding this out, that would basically just kill the entire run. So you can see just, like, how deaths are just extremely damaging.
Does the Geometry Dash community ever take segmented runs? Is there a category for that?
No, I don't think we have a segmented run category, but we do have a lot of categories that you can choose from. There's another game mode called The Tower, which basically is its own like actual platformer game. There is online level categories, so there's something called Gauntlets, which are a collection of like 5 user-made levels. So I like to speedrun those a lot. But upcoming, we have our first demon level, Club Step. So demon levels are basically the hardest difficulty, and they're designed to be super duper hard. There's lots of fake orbs. They're designed to require like lots of skill, lots of memorization. We have these clear blocks that will show up on the right side of the screen and become invisible as we get close to them. And there's also clear spikes later on. So a great deal of practice and care needs to be taken into account for when playing these levels. There's 3 of them in the game, or 3 of them in the base game, I should say. People love to make their own demon levels. Hold on. And yeah, you have to get 10 secret coins before you're even allowed to play this, so...
I imagine demon levels are where commentary alongside playing gets much trickier.
I think that's our answer right there. It's always fun when you see the focus mode levels on a game, because that's the true testament to
That was
how
scary.
much experience the runners have in these kinds of games.
I don't even have to get all the secret coins here. I just do because I have the muscle memory for it, because I usually run the 100% category, which is where you have to collect every secret coin. I'm not collecting every secret coin because some of them are too risky to go for in a marathon setting. But, oh yeah, we're in update 1.7. This is electrodynamics, and right there was a speed portal. That's the very first speed portal you see. So everything's going a lot faster now. And update 1.7 also introduced something called the color channel. So now you can see that blocks are changing color. Alright. Lots of people think that electrodynamics should be a demon level. Personally, I don't agree. I just think it's fine the way it is. But yeah, so you like going fast? Well, how about we go even faster?
It's tiny fast.
Oh,
Oh, Francis, no.
how very unfortunate.
Now it's Francis Jr.
There's just every attempt there's a new Francis. Is that how it works?
Yes, we're now on Francis the Third. Francis the Cubaning. Oh, which means Francis the Fourth is going to be Francis Cubed. That's the chosen one. I will say, this is the kind of game where even if you take a death, I don't think people will mind just playing through it again. Like, I just casually, it's just so fun to listen to the music. And it's also the challenge of you want to get to the end and hear it all.
And it's mesmerizing to watch. And if you're not familiar with the game, you might not even realize you've seen this before. Like, it's still good to look at. You won't even recognize it's a repeat.
Okay. All right, update 1.8, Hexagon Force. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. How very unfortunate. But yeah, we have slopes now. So, very cool. Definitely not extremely buggy. Because when are slopes in video games, you know, when do they ever work properly? But yeah, if you thought this game was tricky, just think about how it feels to control two icons at the same time. But actually, we have our very first speed skip coming up. We actually just call them skips for short. But let's see if I can get it. All right, there we go. So there's basically a speed portal that slows us down in there, but we skipped it, so we did that section a lot more fast. And now you can notice that the music is desynced. So that's just a little humorous little side effect of doing the skip. There's actually another skip later in the level, and if you do both of them, you save like 5 whole seconds, which is absolutely huge. But unfortunately, I won't be going for it because it is way too tight and way too tricky. Very hard timing, but most Geometry Dash speedrunners, or the top level, will actually start with Hexagon Force, just so that they can grind that skip and get it out of the way. And then they will skip some other levels. They will just do all the levels that have skips in them, and then they will go from level 1, and then they'll cycle back to level 16 and just play all the levels that they skipped from before. Right now, we're playing Blast Processing. We're now in update 1.9. We have this wave portal. So this little game mode, it's like the ship, but you basically go up and down instantly. Lots of people like this game mode. But yeah, update 1.9. This is an update that lots of people who play Geometry Dash love. This is the update I started playing in. Instead of having one color channel, you can now have 4. So it made some... People can make some really cool visual effects in their levels for their time. It also... Before update 1.9, you could actually only use songs that were with the game. So from Stereo Manus to Hexagon Force, you could only use those songs. But when update 1.9 released, you could actually use songs from the Newgrounds library or the Newgrounds audio portal. So that basically gave creators so much freedom in what kind of levels they wanted to make. So this is why you sometimes hear people call update 1.9 revolutionary. I certainly think it's a really nice update. People actually still make levels with the restrictions that the 1.9 editor gave them. Alright, so just one last part. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You win. Okay, so coming up is the second demon level, Theory of Everything 2. There's also a speed skip early into this level, so let's see if I get it. But yeah, this is another very challenging level.
music in this one is just a vibe again, but it's also just changing. Because at first I was like, oh, is this Metroidvania or Megalomania? And now it's just completely pivoted to something else.
All right, so I just got the speed skip back there where if you hold, you can actually slide underneath a speed portal that will slow you down, and it saves like 1.3 seconds. It's the easiest skip in the game, so you're pretty much like encouraged to go for it in every run, pretty much. But yeah, memory part. You can now tell that the music is desynced. It's off by a second. Invisible saw blades too. All right. That was close. Oh, goodness. That little section with the ship is very scary. All right, there we go. Theory of everything 2.
Well done. Let's get some hype in chat
So,
for the second demon level.
we're in update 2.0. Introduces a lot of stuff. This is the robot. You click to jump, but you can also hold to jump even higher, so it's kind of like Mario. Update 2.0 also has moving objects. So you see these moving obstacles in the section right here. And lots of people... 2.0 was a very controversial update because back then, people didn't really know how to properly use moving objects. So you'd have custom levels where an object would just randomly show up on screen without you knowing about it. And some people also don't like the new art style. There's also creators were also given the ability to make certain objects completely invisible. Well, all objects, actually. So you'd also have people like making invisible objects and like using them poorly. This is the memory part. You can't really have a normal discussion about this level without someone bringing this up. Lots of people just hate this part of the level. Personally, I think it's okay. Coming up, we actually have a skip. So let's see if I can get it. Okay, I got it. So you basically hug that slope without touching it. And the closer you are to the slope, the better. And you can actually skip that speed portal in the UFO portal to save a second. All right, Deadlocked. This is the final demon of the run and the hardest level in the category. Lots of new things are introduced. We have the teleport portals. We have green jump rings. Definitely the hardest level in the run. That was close. But yeah, you can see there's lots of moving objects. But yeah. So I talked about how speedrunners will start with Hexagon Force, and that usually ends up with Deadlocked being the final level of the run, which is very scary because you'll see like people be on pace and then they'll lose a run at the very last level, which would be this one.
Well, chat is sending you their energy, so you've got people in your corner for this one.
Thank you, chat.
Mesmerization and skill in this is intense, and I love it. I am appreciating every moment of this.
Thank you.
And the colors. Yes, the colors.
But yeah, this game is kind of like a very nerve control kind of game. Like if you're on pace, your nerves will just go up. It's very scary. This is Finger Dash, update 2.1. We have this dash orb, so you hold it, you go on a straight line. Lots of new things are introduced into this level. We have fire bars, the red jump pad will shoot you up very high. Pink dash orbs work like regular dash orbs, but they also switch your gravity. And this black orb will instantly send you down when you touch it. But we also have a new game mode. This is the spider. You click, and you instantly teleport to the nearest surface, above or below you. We also have rotating objects now. So we have these spinning fire bars of doom. Fire snakes. Now actually coming up, there is a skip, and before the most recent update, you could actually easily get it very consistently. But in the new update, it's actually dependent on your frame alignment. So you can't actually tell if you'll get it or not. But I actually just got it right now. So that's very cool. Okay. And then after 2.1, we didn't get an update for 7 years. But now that the new update is out, I can show you the final level. This is Dash. Lots of new stuff. We have camera controls. We can walk on walls now.
Geometry dash.
And here's our new game mode, the swing. So you click to change gravity in midair. Kind of like a UFO and ball, I suppose. But yeah, you can see this level just showcase everything that 2.2 introduces. We're traveling all around the screen here.
This is absolutely capturing those music video vibes you were talking about earlier.
We also have shaders. I don't know if you noticed, but there's new shaders now that you can add to your levels. Those were spider orbs, which teleport you to the near surface when you click on them. And this section, we're just crawling all over the walls. Oh, goodness. That's not good.
Most dynamic level once again.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about seeing this a second time.
There is also plenty of skips in this level, but lots of them are too hard to get in a marathon. But if you do watch, if you do check out our leaderboard, you can actually see some of those skips in action. All right. Let's see if I can get it this time. We have green goo on the bottom.
I believe in you. I believe in Francis the Fourth.
Thank you. Shoutouts to Francis.
Geometry dash.
But yeah, we're gonna crawl on the walls. And final stretch. The end of the run is coming up. So it's just this little tower section. And when I reach the top, my icon is gonna freeze for a second and then explode. And that explosion is when time ends. And time.
GG.
Give it up for Walgrey. She got every skip she went for.
That was amazing. That was fantastic to watch. Also, shout outs to Francis, the entire lineage of Francis.
Thank you, Francis. You
Couldn't
never let
do
me
it without
down.
him.
All right. So if you want to find me, you can find my Twitch at Walgrey_Twitch. I stream every Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. EST. Twitter is at Walgrey_tweets. YouTube is just Walgrey. And if you want to check out the Geometry Dash speedrunning community or our leaderboard, or you want to join our Discord server, you can find us at speedrun.com/GMD. And I just want to give a quick special thanks. I want to give special thanks to Lexicon, Jarmez, Merle, Maximum, Big Muck Muck, Comatose. Very great members of the Geometry Dash speedrunning community. Appreciate you all. Special thanks to the rest of the Geometry Dash speedrunning community. You're all awesome. My friends and family, Alyssa, Whirligig, Lily, JJ. I want to thank the hosts, Alara and Katzerdist. And I want to thank See-scape and Lady Arcaders for this amazing event. So thank you all so much. You were all fantastic.
All right, everyone. I also need to sign off for the little bit, but I'm going to leave you in Katzerdist's very capable hands. I'm excited to see the rest of these runs with y'all. So this is it for me for a little while, but I will chat with you all later. Bye.
And I think we are just taking a very brief break before we come back with our next run, which is Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure, run by Corva May. We just need a little bit of a break here to get that set up, and we will be right back with you.